Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I figured this would be kind of like a vlog style. I'm in the parking lot right now, so bear with me. Everyone's staring at me. So I went to Ulta for the 30 days of beauty, whatever. They have like that sale going on. So the first thing I picked up is this Melissa Michelle palette. It's like an eyeshadow palette. I'll open it up. I'm holding my phone with one hand, so let's see if I can open it. A lot of shimmery shadows, which I love. Looks like that. And how cute with the little hearts. Figured I'd try that out. And such cute packaging too. Like, look at that. I love it. That's her little collab with Ulta. And then I got a Seal the Deal setting spray, which I've never tried a setting spray. I know. Kill me now, right? I've never actually tried a setting spray before, so we'll see how this goes. It says it's matte finish. This is, I don't know what brand it says. Flower long lasting setting spray. I don't know. I think it's Ulta brand. I tried it. So we'll try this out. See if I like it. Next I got the Glow For It Illuminator drops. It looks like this. You drop it in your foundation so you get that glow. Because who doesn't like that glow? Look at that highlight too. So I got that. And I just got like 3 more things. I have work in like an hour, so I just did a quick little shopping. I got this Essence I Love Extreme Crazy Volume. I just thought it was cute. It's pink. I needed a new mascara, so I figured I'd get that. Pick that up real quick. And then I got these Revolution lipsticks. They're on sale. I don't know. I've tried this brand before. I love it. And like, they're matte, so I got dual matte. It's a red, and then dual matte. It's like a lighter red. I love red lipstick, as you can tell. So I got those 2, and they actually last all day. I never had a problem with them like coming off. Like, I would eat, drink, lasted fine for me. So that's the little shopping that I did today. I definitely want to go back whenever I have more time and just look around, because I kind of just was like, I was kind of just like rushing because I have work. Alright, so I will see you guys next clip. Okay, I am so early to work. Story of my life. I actually am like early all the time. I'm gonna go get Dunkin' Donuts real quick. I need coffee. I need coffee. Boy, whoever's watching. I need coffee. Carl. Oh, and this is the red. I put the red lipstick on. It's pretty. It's aight. Alright? It's a little, I feel like it'll like smudge quick, if you know what I mean. It'll definitely smudge. It feels like waxy. I wouldn't really say it's matte either. I don't know. I'm scared to touch it because it'll smear all over my face. Alright, let me go into Dunkin' real quick. Oh my god. So, I just ran in to get a nice coffee. It is 12:30. Oh shoot. I got a pumpkin latte. I know. Before anyone says anything, I'm obsessed. And definitely people were judging me in there because they were like, pumpkin latte, put it on the table. And this girl like looked at me like, this basic white bitch. I love it though. I don't really like anything pumpkin, but this right here is amazing. You guys have to try it. It's literally like fall in a cup. Like, it's just, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just so good. So I have to be at work in like a half an hour. And I'm not walking in because I'd rather just sit in my car and talk to you guys, whoever's watching, if anyone's watching. I actually really enjoy vlogging. Like, this actually, I could get used to this. I could definitely get used to this. I like it. Yeah, so I don't even know what my book looks like my schedule. I was pretty booked last week, like with back to school, but I feel like now it's gonna start getting slower because everyone and their mom literally got their hair done already. So hopefully it's not that slow though, because it literally dreads. Like, it's so boring when it's slow. I just want to because once you're sitting down for a while, and then like say like the client walks in, you don't want to get up. You don't want to get up at all. So you just become lazy. So hopefully my book is looking pretty good, you know? I might need 2 of these to get me through the day. I usually need 1. Like, it's so bad. So I work 5 days a week. I'm off Sunday and Thursday. Those are my days off. So I'll probably be filming those days. So I work 5 days a week, and it's so bad. I literally have to get a coffee every day to get me through the day. Like, I'll get a headache if I don't have it. I'm like addicted to caffeine. It's an addiction. It's real. How bad is that? It's just so good. And it doesn't help that Dunkin' Donuts is right next to the salon. It does not help at all. So yeah, to get one of these every day. So I figure that since I'm just sitting here waiting to go into work, I'd explain to you guys a little bit about me. So I used to freelance for MAC Cosmetics. I shouldn't say I used to freelance. I got hired, and I've never heard from them after that. So basically I will never work for MAC again. They're just very unprofessional, I feel like. How they handle things, like how the managers deal with certain things. I wouldn't work for them ever again. Like, if they call me to freelance for them right now, I'd be like, bye. I wouldn't answer. So let me explain to you guys. So I don't know, ever since I was little, I've always wanted to work for MAC. I don't know what it is. Like, I love doing makeup and everything. I always wanted to work there, MAC or Sephora. Between those two, all right? So one day I went into MAC and I asked if they were hiring. I asked if like a manager was there, and I was like, oh, are you guys hiring? And she was like, we're actually having they have these job fairs. She's like, we're having a job fair, so just fill out an application and you come to our job fair, and then they do interviews from there. So I was like, oh great, okay, perfect. I was very excited. That was the most excited I was about a job ever. So I filled out the application, and then I had to do an online application. Like, the process, you would think I was going in to the police academy. Like, it was some crazy shit. All right, so I had to do an online sorry, I'm getting distracted a lot because there's people walking by. Okay, so I had to fill out an online application. Did that. I got an email from MAC. Then I got an email from the director, I think it was, I don't know, or a manager, and she was saying how she wants to talk to me on the phone. Okay, so I did a phone interview. Okay, did a phone interview. So I guess I passed that part. So she told me to come in next week, the following week. I think it was a Friday or something. So she just told me to wear all black, have your makeup done, yada yada. So the following week I go in, I'm a half an hour early. I make sure I'm on time. I look I'm dressed nicely, my makeup's done, I have eyelashes on, I'm looking good, okay? Because you want to act the part. You know how all the MAC girls, they wear black, they have their makeup done, so you want to make sure you're dressed good, your makeup's done well. So I walk in, I have like these little, like they weren't big heels, like they're comfortable, but they were like high heels. So I walk in and there's like 60 girls there, and there was a couple of guys, but there was like so many people there, and I was expecting it to just be like me and the manager. Like I thought it was just gonna be like a regular interview, right? No. So, and it was like, it was at a mall, like an hour and a half away from me. I'm in New York, Long Island, New York. So it was called Roosevelt Field Mall, which is like an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour away from me. It was a good distance, all right? So, first of all, I'm not used to that mall. The mall's huge. They tell me to go to the Macy's Mac, because you know there's a Macy's Mac, and then there's like the just regular Mac, like standalone by itself. So they told me to go to the Macy's Mac and go upstairs. So I go to the Macy's Mac, I go upstairs, and they looked at me like I had 10 heads. So I'm like, no, someone told me to come here. And they were like, no, it's at like the regular Mac. And I'm like, okay, where is that? Because now I'm like, I was a half an hour early, but now it's like 10 minutes until the interview starts. Because I'm trying to find where like this interview is. So I go to the regular Mac, and then that was the right spot. I was at the right spot. So they put me in this room. Like it was kind of like a hallway, and then there was like, so like this is the hallway, and what's on my finger? There's like a tag on my what is on that? Okay, so it's like a hallway, and then the doors closed. So it's like we were all sitting on like a bench. There was like 10 of us in the room. So then they gave us paperwork to fill out, and we were just waiting for the doors to open. So like we're waiting like a half an hour, another half an hour goes by, the doors open, and they go, all right, you could all come in. So I'm like, it's a group interview. I've never had a group interview before. I don't know if you guys have. I've never had a group interview before. It was the weirdest thing. So we go in, and it looks like a conference room. Like there's like big tables. Like it was just crazy. It was a huge room with like 20 tables, and there was like 10 people in a group, like at each table. So we first start off at the group, and they're just asking like all these questions on like their products, and like what products that we like, and like just like basic questions like, oh, why do you want to work for us, like stuff like that. So then we finished that, and you would have to like raise your hand like whenever you wanted to answer a question. And this girl next to me just kept like screaming out the answers, and I was like, really? So we were done with the group interview, and then we had to go on like a one-on-one interview. So I was up first, of course, right? Of course I'm up first. So it was me and like this lady that works for Mac. She's one of the managers. And when I tell you that, like, you would think I was joining the FBI, okay? For MAC Cosmetics. The amount of questions that they ask you is unreal. It really is. Like, they were the most confusing questions that I've ever answered in my life. Like, they would be like, so what would you do if someone walked in and like stole something? Like, just like crazy like questions like that. Like, I've been to a lot of interviews in my life, okay? And I've never ever had an experience like that. Like, it was crazy how they were asking all these questions. Like, I was at that interview for about 3 hours. So then I finished the interview. Then they asked me the next day to come back in. Oh no, so okay, so like before I left, they give you a ticket, like the golden ticket, like you got through to the next round. So I got one of the tickets, and it said, congratulations, you're through to the next round. No, it said something, I don't know, it was like, congratulations, come to the next interview or something. So on the 6th interview, right? Like, so the next day, they tell you to get a model so you could do makeup on them. So I brought my mom. I mean, everyone was like it was such short notice. So, I don't know, it was just like one day you had to find a model, right? So my mom came, and it was at the same mall, at the same Mac store, and you walk in and you have to act like you don't know the person the model that you brought in, and you have to do a consultation, make sure, like, match their skin type, tell them, they have to explain to you like the look that they're going for, and the managers are listening to you as you're like consulting with your model. So you pick out all the makeup, like in the front, like I think they like closed down the store for this, like it's some crazy shit. Like they close down the store, no customers are in, and you're picking out makeup for your model. Then an hour goes by, and then they bring you into this room, and then you start doing the makeup. You explain to the manager what you're doing first, and then you're applying the makeup, doing everything. You have to, MAC always encourages, like when you work for MAC, they want you to like educate your client. Like while you're doing the makeup, they want you to explain to them what you're doing, why you're doing it. So you have to do that through the whole interview. So, you know, like I'm putting on mascara to enhance your eyelashes, like just stuff like that, like showing them how you're putting on the eyeshadow and explaining to them how to blend it, you know, go in circular motion, all that. So they're listening to you. But there's like 20 girls in the room, 20 girls, and there was a couple guys, and so they're trying to listen to everyone at the same time. So I feel like they were just like picking people that they were picking people that they want to like hear from. It was like kind of like favorites, I guess, but they didn't really know us. So then at the end of that, they tell you if you're hired or not. At least this was for me. So they come up to each one and they're like, okay, like you're hired as either a freelance or you're hired as like a full-time employee. So they come up to me, they're pretty much, they didn't say to anyone really that they were full-time. Everyone was pretty much freelance. So I got hired as a freelance makeup artist for MAC 2 years ago, and I haven't had one call. Like they tell you to call like any MAC store and ask like if they need help or if they like need a makeup artist for that day, and usually they'll like invite you to events that they have. I did not get one call. I would call every single day for like 2 months straight, and they'd be like, oh, you know, like we have a lot of freelance makeup artists, we don't need anyone at the time, but we'll need someone in like this come spring, right? So spring comes, I'm calling, I'm trying to, like, I really love doing makeup. So I was so excited that I was like a freelance makeup artist for MAC, and I still have not worked a day there. So then, like, I did all the paperwork. They called you in. I did all the paperwork for them. They lost my paperwork, so I had to go back in the next month. So that's why they told me that I wasn't getting called, because they lost my paperwork and I didn't have an employee ID number. So I go back, do the paperwork. Then they tell me to call one of the managers to see if like they need me. Like the following week, I call and the manager quit. We don't know where the manager is. So to this day, I haven't worked there. I'm a freelance makeup artist for MAC, and I guess I still am, but I haven't done makeup for them. So let me know, MAC, okay? Let me know. Is that like the craziest thing you've heard? Like, I went through all these steps to be a freelance makeup artist there, 6 interviews, and excuse me, Am I freelancing? No, I'm not. So I just feel like the management, like how they handle things, like how they lost my paperwork and everything, like it's just so unprofessional. Don't get me wrong, MAC products are great. I wouldn't work for them. I would not work for them. If they called me right now, I would not. I'm just very disappointed. I was very excited for that opportunity, and it kind of just like, I don't know, it's just like, who does that? Some crazy stuff right there.